Yeah. So
Lost Vod is what I'm saying.
where we sit now is in a room full of almost every player character portrayed by any of you at any point in this series, with a couple of notable exceptions. But we've got at least 10, 12 characters around, as well as dwarven guards, Sven and Barnabus. We've already determined a few things, but let's go ahead and get Lady Regent, Kreetha, and everyone else sort of up to date as to what we talked about last time, and let's try to keep it not too terribly long. They can always go back and watch the VOD.
Yeah, so we analyzed a lot of the magic that people have been doing research, Vix, Calders, Charlotte's, rolled some 30s on Arcana checks, and now we have a ritual to remove the vines without killing a person. We've got Calder's got a way to counter infecting people with vines, and Victoire has basically she's working now. She has the pieces to put together a kind of a vaccine against the blight, but also kind of a inject it into it and destroy it from within of the blight. So it's going to take a bit to actually develop it, but she has the know-how now to do it.
So at the very least, we've got the tools to deal with the symptoms.
And then we found out that there's another player who just appeared via Dell, that Baba Yaga has appeared on the mortal plane a little to the north, and she seems to be paying attention to everything that's going down here too. So there is a team that is going to go investigate and talk to, maybe scout out Baba Yaga, and right now that looks like Dell, Charlotte, and Calder. And then there's a secondary team that is going to, we haven't quite, decided who exactly is going with Echo, because he has the letter from Vesper and is going to go try to recruit the rest of the Emerald Enclave down in Waterdeep.
And I think that is a good place to start our conversation, in fact, because you're right. We never had actually determined who was going to go along on that particular journey.
What is Waterdeep? Is it that large city with the pool of water?
Well, I mean, hey Sven, when Barnabus and I went to Waterdeep a few months ago, you teleported us there. So do you do that again?
They have a circle there, yes.
Okay. So I need to go because I have the memories and the message from Vesper. I shouldn't go alone.
You're going to see the Emerald Enclave?
Yes.
The biggest, toothiest grin spreads over his face.
I mean,
I am a druid. I would very much like to come with you.
A druid would be a useful thing to have along, I think. I don't think we're going to be running into too much trouble, but Xanathar's probably still hunting me.
Isn't Xanathar dead? Offers Calder.
Yeah, the Xanathar is dead. Long live the Xanathar. We don't know who's in charge now. So better safe than sorry. So Pyre, I like your druid. You can come along, help us with druidic things. Turns to Ghost. I wouldn't mind having some more muscle to back me up in Waterdeep in case shit hits the fan.
And I do know Waterdeep. There is the problem, of course, of the Xanathar and all of the attaches.
Yeah, but the actual where the Emerald Enclave, where I met them last time, wasn't in the city proper, so I think we can teleport in, skirt around the main part of the city, just get to their weird clearing and talk to them, and maybe just fuck off directly from there. That's my plan.
I am not
plans go perfectly.
I'm not against the idea, like I said, however, I may or may not technically be wanted.
Same.
I mean, so many people in this room are wanted.
I mean,
it's very different for me personally, because you are not exactly in the same type of wanted that I am wanted from the Xanathar guild and attaches. I am okay with going. I want to be clear. However, I might personally maybe need muscle for me too.
You were not. You weren't supposed to leave the Xanathar's fighting pits, were you?
No.
I mean, technically, Calder, you and I owe them a legendary item's worth of debt. Was their last claim. So
I am certain they teleported the legendary item back into their stores, and they're trying to leverage it. That's not. They've taken their payment.
That is not how it works.
No, it's not.
When you get a thing and you have to return it, you have to return it. You can't be like, oh, it teleported away.
Yes, Nihilor said something to that effect once I slapped him out of the sky.
Hey, look, I mean, I'm just saying I have spent more time with these people than you have.
And that's fair. And I've, and then I turned Nihilor's pet chimera into a dog.
And we were able to sneak away from him. So I think a small team is actually better for like stealth wise. You know, competent people, but
stealthing.
I mean, I'm pretty good at it, and I can help you be better at it. I've got spells and shit for that. I follow Tamora. She's a bit of a trickster.
Fire goes. And I am extremely subtle.
Oh dear God.
Just turns to look at Barnabus, gives like 2 thumbs up. Like, I think this is a good team. I like this team.
He just starts like rubbing his forehead a little bit.
The problem would be getting back from Waterdeep because I can't do teleporting, and I don't think ghosts could do Fire? Can you teleport?
Teleports, no, but the archdruids are more than capable of traversing us over vast distances.
So if the Emerald Enclave agrees to help us, it should be no issue getting back.
Yes, and we will not fail. Therefore, they will return us.
Is there a way that we could sweeten the pot?
Well, I mean, I literally have like the dying message from one of their upper echelons telling them to get off their asses.
Yes. But
and I am very loud and very insistent that they get off of their asses.
And also very subtle.
I'm just saying something that would definitely make sure they teleport you back, because I don't want to have to come after you.
Well, I mean, I also have connections, and Echo kind of like touches the part of his clothes where the pin is on the inside, that if we need another ride out of Waterdeep, I think I know some people.
If all goes to complete pot, I might have, well, I do have connections in Waterdeep as well. Are
you talking about Horker? Because I don't think Horker...
Not Horker, no. I am not talking about Horker. Although that's funny. I don't know whether he'd be able to smuggle you out. We don't want to lean on Horker.
No.
Is there a particular reason why she cannot come with us?
Kreetha? I don't know. Aren't you a little busy right now, outfitting a whole army?
Yes, I understand. If you are personally involved with the creation of the weaponry, then I understand.
Yes, my responsibilities here, I fear, are too great, as much as I would absolutely love to come with more than anything.
We'll go vacation at Waterdeep once all this heat has died down. Give it like 2 years. I'm sure it'll be fine by then.
The king keeps trying to get me to agree to go on a sojourn into the portal itself with him. No dice.
Who was that speaking? Was that Sven?
That was Sven. Yeah, sorry. Sven's like, yeah, the king keeps trying to get me to go and do an adventure with him down in the dungeon under there.
Oh yes, the yawning portal. That is where this is. Yes, I know this place.
I think Charlotte pipes up and is like, Waterdeep is a city full of wizards, and there's a lovely amount of, if you enjoy academia, sitting in on the odd lecture, Blackstaff Tower is actually not a bad place to visit if you're a mage. Of course, not now, but at some point.
It wouldn't be bad for you to branch out a little bit, Sven. I feel that might do you good. Join the rest of us in enjoying things.
I very much regret opening my mouth at all.
And it is decided. The small wizard will come with us.
What?
Am I being voluntold? And he looks over at Barnabus, and Barnabus shrugs and kind of like moves his head over to indicate to go with them.
You don't have to, Sven. It's just, you are very powerful, and it would be kind of really, you can teleport, so that's another great thing to have someone along who can do that.
He brings himself up to his full height. like as you're saying, very powerful.
I
am proud to know you, powerful and small dwarf.
I'm here to advise Barnabus now.
Ooh! I'm gonna need a check on that one.
Like persuasion?
I'm gonna need a persuasion check on that one, and you want to do well on this because this is that might have been the wrong thing to say.
First roll of the night, baby!
First roll of the night.
I did not go on to the thing. Of course it did not. Why? How did I roll it off of the thing when...
An 11.
You see, the one that I rolled that rolled off of the thing was a 19.
Of course. So,
I guess that's a little bit more in line with the way I said it.
His face will kind of freeze, and he'll say, "As you wish, Lady Regent," and he will turn and walk away. Very, very, again, maintaining, because when you were talking about how powerful he was, he kind of straightened up his back, and his back very much stays straight as he turns around and exits. "If you excuse me, I have preparations to make." And he'll exit the scene.
Yeah. What do you think? Taking off tomorrow night? Yeah. Oh, he's gone. All right.
Maybe he'll listen up.
Oh,
2 wizards and 2 warriors. We will not be lacking for power.
2 wizards?
Is not Sven a wizard?
Yes.
We are going with the small echo.
Oh yes, the smaller.
I'm a
3
cleric.
warriors. Very well. We have 3 warriors and a mighty
Basically
wizard.
the same thing, though. You do magic, right?
I do like healing magic and sneaky magic.
It's the same thing. It's magic.
Do not let Sven hear you say that.
And I am occasionally a bear.
Magic.
That is also magic.
You think Sven's in a bad mood now. Unless you want a 2-hour lecture on the different types of magic, I would not suggest mentioning that around him.
I'm going to go ask Sven what is the difference of magic and magic. I'm going to go do that.
Okay. But speaking of magic, and Echo pulls his bag of holding around. I've got some extra magical shit that I don't need to carry. If maybe it'd be more useful going to the team that's going to go talk to Baba Yaga, or even just people who are going to stay here and defend here.
Let us see your
He starts
bounty.
pulling out shit. He pulls out actually he takes off from around his neck the necklace of prayer beads. It's the one that has suns and little stalks of wheat on it. I've just been using this to help cure people here with the lycanthropy, but I don't know if I'd need this in Waterdeep.
Oh, this reminds me. There was a gentleman by the name of Marlin who wanted to seek an audience with the Lady Regent as soon as possible. I kind of left him. I kind of left him in the camp for the time being. He seemed annoying.
He can be.
This is the one that sold you the magical items, right?
You were
Yes.
there when we met Marlin in Waterdeep. Barnabus, you were there.
Right. That's me brain farting. It's fine. Marlin has been asking for an audience. I assume he has somehow become aware. I suppose everyone is aware at this time of some idea of what the Forge can do. He seemed very excited about the prospect.
Oh, he would be.
Anyway, continue.
And Echo looks at the bracers he's wearing. I'm not actually, like, magically able to rock these anymore. Is anybody else? Like, I don't think you can wear armor when you use these, but... And Charlotte will raise her hand.
That transfer.
Yep.
Nepotism. Pure, unbridled nepotism.
It feels very much like having two characters in, like, WoW, and you're transferring your equipment between your characters.
Calder will reach to the side, pull up his rapier, look at it for a moment, and set it on the table. This also bears a very useful enchantment. It is bounded to a spell of warning, so any that carries it cannot be surprised, nor that can anyone near them. It also makes your reflexes much sharper. I.e., it is a weapon of warning, so it has the warning enchantment.
See, if I was playing Clarion, I'd be like, "Jizz, I use."
Yeah, right.
Rapier, you know.
Well, someone could just say, "Well, we could get this to Clarion and call that a day."
Well, I mean, I left them with plenty of enchantments around not to be surprised at the estate. I don't know how to use a rapier, Charlotte says, but I mean, it sounds like a useful enchantment. Maybe if you're not going to carry it into Baba Yaga's hut, somebody should. Don't want to be surprised in a phase realm.
Here's a dumbass sort of not in character question, but kind of out character in character question. Can something like that be reforged into a more useful weapon, but still have the enchantment?
I don't know. Maybe if one had access to some sort of artifact level forge creation
maybe a
kit,
forge, and like what's like a
some
forge?
sort of furious forge. Yeah. Yes. Given time, given a little bit of downtime, that could absolutely be done. Yeah.
How much time would it take an artificer to do it?
Less. I assume that artificers have specific rules to how much faster they can craft stuff, yeah?
I don't think so.
No? Okay, fair enough.
While this talk about like who could do it faster, Charlotte speaks up of, even if it was a weapon I know how to use, I'm not the best at wielding weapons as weapons anyway, so I don't think it would be worth the time right now.
I have an unusual question, but we can take care of this later aesthetically. I have invented a spell that can simplify the ones how we dress for the appropriate environments, because I came in winter wear and I don't know what it will be like inside of the magic hut. So if you're going to Waterdeep and you don't care to have to buy an entire new wardrobe, speak to me after the meeting.
So it seems like we've got items squared away, or was there anything else that we wanted to exchange?
Yeah, if Jeff, if you want to drag the sword of warning into the chat, I'll put it on. Like, Charlotte will pick it up and fasten it onto her belt.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Echo is going to ask everybody if they have health potions, because he has a few to hand out. Just wants to make sure everybody has at least one.
Inventory check.
Calder has 3 potions of healing and has never used one.
Yeah, Charlotte has one. How's Delmain looking?
The Delmain has spell slots.
But does he have a potion?
I have put absolutely no equipment on this character.
In other words, to be determined.
I can't fucking brain that shit right now.
TBD.
Okay. That's fine. But up to 3, Echo will hand them over.
Yeah.
He definitely is more worried about the party heading into Baba Yaga's hut than taking
Delmain is probably gonna grab the rosary, but won't necessarily like equip it.
Sounds good.
Okay, I'll put that in chat. Yeah.
And then as you're sort of getting things sorted, quick question to M, and I'll roll with it, whatever you say. Has Barnabus had dealings with Delmain up to this point at all?
I feel like he probably has, but not likely like in the last couple of days.
Okay. Does he know what Dell's deal is?
I don't know what you're asking.
Fair enough. Like the whole plane hopping cosmic investigator kind of thing that Dell's got going.
I feel like Dell tends to be fairly like on the down low about that shit.
Okay.
Like this is the most he's probably talked about it in like on this fucking planet.
Gotcha. Okay. So as you're sorting things out, Barnabus will sort of approach Dell and say, "It's been some time since I've seen you, Delmain.
Yeah.
I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but when you show up, things tend to get a lot worse before they get better. Is there something in particular that brought you here?"
Well, I already said my group was investigating the appearance of Baba Yaga.
And if you're here, that means that it's incredibly important, yes?
It means it has a possibility of being important. I can't guarantee that it will be, but it might be an easily remedied problem.
As you know, information is required for good leadership. What do I need to know about this situation to prepare myself and my clan for what might come from this? Is there anything I need to know about this?
There's reason to believe that Baba Yaga is not... She's not so caring about this world than she is herself. And there might be kickback because of it.
Isn't there always?
There's always kickback.
Dwarven legends say that she can change the very earth around her, that she can alter the basic fundamentals of whatever plane she lands in.
She is to an extent an elemental force, but many ascribe her being to fey nature. So there's always some form of disruption. Many ascribe the winter winds to her, so there might be a very harsh winter this year.
I believe I will also ask Sven to do some digging. He's pretty good with these sort of things. I don't like
make a history check?
I don't like this. I don't like legends coming out upon legends. It's complicating matters very quickly. There are too many wheels.
I mean, if you get really in deep with it, as long as, no skirned
and
young ladies decided to call on her for help, it'd be a little bit easier to deal with, but you know how young ladies are.
What is this about young ladies and Baba Yaga?
There is there is a specifically of certain descendant lines and ethnicities, if specifically the one that Baba Yaga is frequently attached to, depending on where you are. If a teenager, young adult type woman is in a broken relationship, there is legends that she will call into a mirror Baba Yaga 3 times and ask that witch to curse the lover that is spurning her. And usually it works, but it is not always a clean and even exchange. If she ever wishes to remove that curse from that young man, usually there is a period of servitude, slavery, occasionally cursing, and occasionally death. It is a way that Baba Yaga has become more powerful over time at the expense of those in the plane that she currently resides. We are hopeful that it has not happened here, but the likelihood of that happening is low. As long as that legend is known, it's likely that someone is using it.
And that's assuming nobody approaches her simply on their own for power.
That's much harder to deal with, because the main obstacle in that situation is finding and locating her, and she is not easy to do so.
But you said you could do so, right?
Of course. I didn't say it was easy.
Can Charlotte do an insight check on Dell?
I'm game. That looks like an 11. And that looks like an 18 for Dell.
Do you believe that Dell is telling the truth? That Dell can do it, and that it's not easy?
It was more of the very convenient that he knows how to find her, and this is apparently a path to great power of being able to find her. Is anything about his intentions seeming not what he's saying, or no?
You would not be able to tell.
Okay. All right. Well, we should probably stock up on food and provisions. Maybe do, like you said, Sven's doing a little research on the legends, and
as soon as I can get him out of his temper tantrum anyway.
Maybe I can go back through some of the notes I have rattling around and see if there's any odd mention of her in any of my lessons.
You might also get in touch with Elestrial again of Silvery Moon. She may have some knowledge as well.
Yeah, I mean, I can try sending a sending to her. Or just, I mean, I'm not attuned to my blocking messages thing right now, so, I mean, I could probably just hang out and see if she contacts me tonight. It's kind of a, like, waiting for her to call you sort of a thing, rather than trying to call her sort of a... Echo just kind of peters out with that sentence.
So, what would be the goal of attempting to seek out the Baba Yaga? She is known to be a creature of great wrath, a creature of great hunger, and a creature of great power. I imagine she wants to get in on the ritual, yes?
I think that's what we need to determine first. We need to scout if she's here and where her intentions lie, and if we can, what her plans are. So that'd probably be the most useful thing to know, right? First, we need to know why she's here before we decide to meddle or not.
I suppose so. I don't like this. I don't like this, and it seems too convenient that only now, after we have all this information, suddenly the Witch of Witches is on our world. I don't like it.
It is usually not wise to attribute to coincidence what is probably intent when it comes to magic. But she's to the north, right? She asks Dell.
Yes.
How far do you know? Like a day's walk, a couple days? Do we have to walk?
I don't necessarily have to walk, but it is a period of tracking.
Echo will volunteer the brooms if anybody needs the brooms.
So I'll go ahead.
I know where she was last seen, but that was a week ago. So
I will
this closest part to start.
Go ahead and give Dell the information that I know M already knows. Baba Yaga does exist within a moving hut, a hut with chicken legs that she can relocate like a TARDIS, basically wherever she wants. And while
it's got to move from location A to location B, though, if it's on a plane.
And while walking up to the thing isn't entirely necessary, Dell also knows that there is a there's like a bone fence adorned with skulls around the hut when it plants itself down that cannot be flown over, and each of the skulls is very much alive and very much watching. So that would be the first obstacle to get past. Would be the front gate and its talking skull guardians. Dell has never been on the inside of Baba Yaga's hut, I'm going to say, unless we work out something like that in between games.
I don't think he has.
All right, well, I've already used a fair bit of magic today, so heading out tomorrow then. Yes, that's soon enough?
Yeah, that's fine for me.
What about you, Calder? You went to Silver Moon and then brought us all back. I'm assuming you're a little bit tapped from that.
I'm a little tired. I could stand a rest. I have some things I'm sure I'm going to want to do before I go. So, doing that and then resting sounds ideal.
Where should Pyre and I sleep tonight? Are there rooms here in the Citadel that have been cleared?
Yes. Not enough to billet all of our people, but we can find you space, yeah.
Doesn't need to be fancy. I remember when this place was a lot more gross.
I am very familiar with resting on harsh stones, so virtually anywhere is fine.
And I believe that will conclude this particular bit of preparation. Is there anything else we want to do? And in fact, before we get into a new scene, it's a little bit early, but we might want to go ahead and take our break, since we still have a little bit more preparation to go. I believe there was talk of some sparring that may or may not end up happening. And either way, it is currently by the time I'm done saying this, 7:25 p.m. Pacific. So we will be back at 7:35 p.m. Pacific. Thank you very much for watching so far. We're just going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.